Hey YouTube, in yesterday's video, I did a viewer submitted battle that had Galvantula, Golisopod, and Jellicent. And I'm running a very, very similar idea because I was pushing towards Legend with this. I went 10 and 5 and then I actually went 4 and 6 in the last two of the match. So I got 14 and 11. So not amazing, but not bad with Galvantula, Swampert, and Giratina. So we're going to look at the battles. I had some really good battles. And the problem is Giratina, we're going to talk about Giratina and we're going to start right away here. So the good news is this matchup is not bad. It's a losing matchup though. They far outpace you. One discharge does not take you out. So I'm going to lose. They're going to get a draw run or ice punch off. Neither takes me out, but they're going to have to throw an ice punch to take me out, but they will far outpace me to the move here. And the problem with the 4-turn fast move is it doesn't even register, right? So they will take me out. So the good news is I can now get my Swampert on it. And I get hit with a Golisopod. And Giratina is right now, let's talk about each Pokemon individually. So Galvantula has, it's very strong in, I was going to say neutral situations, but it's not strong in neutral situations. Here's the problem with Galvantula. It's very, very, very squishy. Mine's a level 50, and it is very squishy that if you saw in the video yesterday, one surf doesn't even take out like 2 surfs take out a Galvantula from a Jellicent. So that was unfortunate. The good news is if you get in like a good matchup and you can like just farm up, then you can like get multiple discharge and lunges off. And if you get into something that's like super effective against like Cresselia, like a Psychic with Cresselia or a Dark with Umbreon and stuff like that, you will do insane damage. So that's its pros. The cons is it can get walled very easily. Any sort of ground Pokemon, ground in itself doesn't wall the lunge, but it takes out the electric. So I ran into a Gliscor a few times, flying and ground. So the ground neutralizes the electric. Here comes a nice catch here to win this game. Ground neutralizes the electric and the flying neutralizes the bug. And then if you go into a Galarian Stunfisk, same sort of thing. You get the ground that is neutralized, neutralizes the electric, and the steel neutralizes the bug. And if you go against Giratina as a dragon, ghost, that neutralizes both electric and bug. So you have a lot of things that just like wall you with Galvantula, which is unfortunate. This being one of them, right? So I have to swap out. And this was, when I had problems, it was with Giratina's lead, because you don't really have an amazing answer. You can only go best at mirror match and hope that they don't have don't have like a steel or ice in the back, right? Giratina was at one time the most dominant Pokemon in this meta. It is still very strong because I saw a ton of Virizion, Cobalion. People are trying to run Poliwrath now, and you're going to see, I put the Poliwrath in here. You're going to see a Poliwrath where I just take an Ice Punch and laugh it off. Like it was just like a quarter damage, if that. So it's so spammy. It just does so well in neutral situations. Problem is I'm now seeing a lot more ice, and I saw what seems to be 10 sandslashes per match right now, or per day, over 25 matches. It's just a ton of sandslashes everywhere, which makes Giratina much harder to run. I believe I also catch here, either this one or the next one, I catch I think it's on the next one, I catch a Stone Edge from the Cobalion on the Swampert. I made a lot of good plays actually. Yeah, I think it's here I'm going to catch because they're so low. Again, the easiest catch is when they're super low and they're forced to throw ASAP. So I'm going to bank all that Galvantula energy, and now I have good here, and then I have a discharge banked for the win. Galvantula is a super high CMP Pokemon that wins not all the time, but it wins a lot of the time. And then Swampert. Swampert is still just super strong. Good in every neutral situation. I am seeing more Virizions and stuff like that, so that makes it unfortunate. But outside of grass, like, you're just fine in neutral situations. So same sort of idea as yesterday. I actually like the yesterday's team more just because of the amount of ice and darks I'm seeing. Like, if you're going to be weak to dark, that's one thing, because Jellicent's weak to dark as well. But at least with Giratina, adding that fairy and ice weakness is really tough. And this is what I'm talking about. I farmed down the other one, and I'm now going to be able to doing super effective lunges here. So I got one shield. One Night Slash is probably not going to take me out here because I lowered their attack already, so I can get the second one off and lower their attack again. So again, Galvantula ramped up can be very, very difficult to deal with if you do not have a good answer for it. I'm going to immediately swap because I just didn't want to get farmed down. I know they're 2 times lowered. They go Obstruct, which is interesting. I get the I shouldn't have. I TM'd away Obstruct on my Obstagoon for Ultra League. I kind of regret it. I kind of wanted to run with it more and more. The more I play with and see how bad Cross Chop is. Night Slash is good, but Cross Chop is just garbage. They come in here, I believe, with I expected ABB with Scrafty, and I do get it. And they catch on the Jellicent, so that's a good catch. I'm immediately going to swap out here. And now it is a race between what is going to be 3 foul plays, because 2 to take me out and 1 shield, and 4 Dragon Claws. And you're going to see again, I end up catching a foul play on the Galvantula to win the game. I made a lot of good catches with this team. So that will be coming up here. So yeah, that's it. I mean, that's not it. We have like 10 more minutes of battles. Not even 8. Yeah, the meta is... Let's talk about the meta for Ultra League for a bit, because it's still all over the place. Let me just open up pvpoke just to give you to just kind of go over what I have been seeing a lot of in Ultra League. I've seen a ton of... So let's just... The top off my head that I'm seeing a ton of are Jellicent and either Cobalion or Virizion and a Sandslash. I'm seeing a ton of those. On a Registeel, I don't think a lot of people have an I mean, not a lot of... Some people do, but I haven't seen a lot of XL Registeel. Of course, no one's running Zygarde, like I said in my thing. Cress, I'm seeing an okay amount of. Not a ton. Not a ton in my range. But I'm seeing a few of them. Pidgeot, I'm not seeing much of at all. And I think it's because with A Sandslashes everywhere, I think a lot of people are getting scared to run Pidgeot, even though I think it's still strong. It is tough to bring out. Swamperts, yeah, Swamperts are still everywhere. Giratina Alters, again, there's less of them because you have Jellicents everywhere. You have A Sandslashes everywhere. You have all these ice Pokemon coming up. I haven't seen a ton of Auroras, considering we just had basically a week event for it. But Giratina, I'm seeing less of than I used to. Not really seeing walrein at all. I think everyone's just replacing walrein with a Sandslash. Tapu Fini still see a decent amount of. Poliwrath with counter is now rank 21. So that is quite the jump for Poliwrath in Ultra League here. Hard losses, again, anything with a grass type move. Venusaur, Crest are the biggest losses. Giratina, like I said, maybe it's coming up here where it does like this is the Shadow too. Oh no, this is not Shadow. It did like a quarter damage. It was nothing. Fairies, again, you're still half fighting, so fairies make sense. Ghost, anything that resists counter, ghost, poisons up here. But then your wins, yeah, Shadow Swampert, A Ninetales too, which is crazy with Powder Snow. Oh, Powder Snow and Side Shock. Yeah. Anything, yeah, Mandibuzz, Greedent, Guzzlord, Snorlax, Walrein, Drapion, Scrafty, Umbreon, all these things that are weak to fighting. Cobalion, look at how many things that are weak to fighting here. Double, Aurorus, A Sandslash, Galarian Stunfisk, right? So that is why it is so high up. So just don't be weak to fighting when you face a Poliwrath. Oh, it is. The Shadow version is 3 lower. Charizards, I'm seeing a decent amount. XL double. Oh, I grinded so hard for the double event there, and I'm still like 150 XL shorts. It's crazy how short I am. But that's it. That's the main stuff I'm seeing. I mean, I'm seeing a bit of whatever down here. Saw Obstagoons, obviously. Cofagrigus I saw 1 or 2 of. A Sandslash I'm seeing a ton of, considering it's ranked so low. Tentacruel I saw 1 or 2. But for the most part, you know what? For the most part, it's really in the top 25, 30 that I'm seeing in Ultra League, which is not surprising. But yeah. What do they have in the back? Of course they have a Scrafty in the back. Do they let this go if I remember? Yeah, they'll let this go, and that's basically my win condition, because they're going to need... I think they need 2 foul plays plus a bunch of counters, because 1 foul play does not take you out and counters are resisted. Wow. Again, Giratina can just be insanely difficult to deal with if you don't have like a direct counter for it, right? So I am just spamming these Dragon Claws. They're not going to be able to counter me down before I think I get to another Dragon Claw to take it out. So spammy. So spammy. So it's still so strong in this meta, but yeah, with so many more ice, it's tricky. It's trickier to run it. I ran into a lot of problems with this. This matchup, again, we saw this yesterday. Oh my god, I remember this. I thought it could be Shadow Ball. I could live 1 Shadow Ball. I should have let this go. It's a fucking... Don't demonetize me, YouTube. It is a Bubble Bean Jellicent. So then I'm like, okay, now it's going to be a Shadow Ball. So let's just shield, farm, maybe something that's weak to Electric or Bug will come in and I'll grab a shield back. Because I'm loaded with energy. Double, I'm like, okay, let's lower its attack twice. I don't really have an amazing answer for double. Maybe I should have come Swampert here earlier. I'm letting these double kicks go through, but that's kind of a lot of damage or energy too. So I didn't play that as well. And they're just going, they have 2 shields left. Does not take me out because I lowered it ×2. So I still get a discharge off. And it still doesn't take it out because double is super tanky. And what do they have in the back? There's a chance. Unfortunately, my opponent played, if I remember, played this pretty well, where they just end up like blast burning me and then just farming me down completely, and then having multiple Dragon Claws for my Giratina. That's the problem with Shadow. That's the problem. Shadow Blast Burn still does like 75% to a Shadow Swampert. It does so much damage. I should have maybe waited to try and catch. I think I'll probably try and catch anyways. I think my timer's going to be up. And I live 2 Dragon Claws, which is, again, pretty crazy. I know it's non-stab, but it's 2 super effective Dragon Claws. And let's try and catch here. But I think they are aware that I'm going to try and catch, and also... Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember playing this that way. I was going to try and catch, and then I think we both hesitated there. If you saw, I think we both hesitated knowing that catch was coming. So we both kind of like froze for a second. Again, they are just staying in here because they can. Oh, and now they try and catch on a muck, and that is not going to work. Although muck is still kind of tricky. A shadow muck with access to Dark Pulse. I don't really want to take a Dark Pulse, so I just shield. Throw this Hydro. Does not take out, but I can just farm a bunch and just take a resisted Thunder Punch here, and then I'll be able to come out with like a ton of energy for if the Jellicent comes back in. I have an Earthquake for it, which I think it does if I remember. Yeah. Hit with the Earthquake. They shield. I believe I snipe here. Because I'm like, they're just going to try to throw it right before I get to a move and just make me lose all that energy. So I'm not going to allow them to. I'm just going to snipe this. So I snipe it. They let it go. Out comes a skunk, which again is half dark, half poison. So neutral here to bug, but might as well lower their attack while I can. Let's see where I go with this. Yeah, just come in here. Because I didn't want to take a crunch because I have a move. I didn't want to play like a CMP game and then have to take a crunch and shield. So I just came in here because I already lowered their attack, right? So this will do okay. Won't take it out. Put it in the... And now snipe. Yeah. A snipe when they're dry on energy here. So take them out. Jellicent's pretty low. Just get this Hydro off to force the last shield. I know that was bad timing, but just forcing the last shield because now I have no problem with my Giratina just to hex this down or Shadow Claw this down. They throw, but I have a shield. Shield the Shadow Ball for the win. Plus the team, again, it worked. I was 10-5, and then I went 4-6 in my last set, which isn't bad, but again, just takes another 10 off, takes another 15 off. It's just like, that's annoying. So I'm covered in like the 2800-ish right now when I'm filming this. So finished my Monday battles already. So I got 2 more days to do that, and then it's league turnover. And then, if I remember, we are getting into stupid stuff, like a Master League in Little Cup, if I remember. Which is not how I want to hit Legend. Oh no, okay. Ultra League and Little Jungle Cup. That's okay. Little Jungle Cup. It's Ultra League. I know there's a Master League second last week is a Master League and Fantasy Cup Ultra League. And then after next week. So 4 more weeks after this week. Ultra League and a Little Jungle Cup, which is annoying. Then Open, Great, Ultra, and Master, which is nice. And then Master and an Ultra League Fantasy Cup, which is ugly. And then a Master League and a Catch Cup, which is ugly. So next 2 weeks, please. Okay, but we have another week of Ultra League, so that's not bad. So it's just got to try to figure out what we can do to hit that. Jungle Cup. What are your typings in Jungle Cup? Pokemon must be at 500 CP. We know that. Pokemon do not need to be able to evolve to enter. I think that's a change. But Shuckle and Smeargle are banned. Only normal, grass. There's a lot of typings here. Normal, grass, electric, poison, ground, flying, bug, and dark are eligible. It's like all the typings almost. Let's do a quick... Oh, look. Ducklet. Oh, this is a weird one. Because it's a mixture of first evolution and second evolution. So, Ducklet is number 1, and then Stunfisk and Steelix are 2 and 3 in a Little Cup. And then it goes like Scroopy and Connie, and then Altaria, which is evolved. Then we go back to Shelmet and Swinub, which is little. And then a Scrafty, which is evolved. Double. Weird. I don't remember this meta at all. It's a weird mix of first evolution and second evolution with a ton of typings. Okay, this actually could be interesting. I'll have to run some... Again, I will run some teams and stuff on Thursday. I don't think I'll do a top teams for Ultra League because I just did that, but... I will do a look at that because that is interesting. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.